Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, The Fire Inside. So this came out last year. The story of Clarissa T-Rex Shields, a boxer from Flint, Michigan, who trained to become the first woman ever in her country's history to win the Olympics. PG-13, hour and 49 minutes long, boxing, docudrama, biography, and drama. 7.0 on IMDb. Only 1,438 people rated it so far. Ryan Destiny plays Clarissa. Brian Tyree Henry, he looks familiar. Nobody else I really recognize. So, I don't know. 7.0 is pretty solid for me. I heard it's pretty good. Let's check it out. I'll let you know what I think. Stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Fire Inside, and I'll start you off with a great movie. Really enjoyed it. I'm going to try, I have a lot to share. I'm going to try and jam it in there. I'm trying to keep runtime down. So, let's just jump in. There's so much. I think this whole movie is a roller coaster of emotions. So we know the plot line is about this girl, Clarissa, from Flint, Michigan, which is a very poor town, right? I mean, it's the way it looks, and from what I understand, it's not where a lot of rich people live, right? So she gets raised in a broken home, single mother, father's in prison, brother and sister, but she goes into boxing at 11 years old and meets her coach at that point, and the whole first hour, and the film is broken down into, I'll say, two parts, right? So she gets to go to the Olympics. That's the first half, and that's a roller coaster there of how she ends up getting to the Olympics. And then it's what happens after the Olympics is the whole other 40 or 50 minutes, right? A lot of these sports movies drive you to this finale, the big fight, the Rocky fight, whatever, and that's the end of it. That's not the case here. It gets us there, and then it takes us forward a little bit more, and that's another roller coaster. There's a point, you're watching this film and it's bringing you down. It's like, seeing her upbringing and getting, running into obstacles and stuff. But then it's on an upswing and it's like, good stuff. And then it just comes right back down. So 2012 Olympics, it's fact. So hopefully I'm not spoiling it for you. But she, like I said, she goes to the Olympics and everything is there. Great, out of Flint, Michigan. And you think about the Olympians, all the Olympians that I know. I don't know any of them, but you know what I mean. I assume a lot of them are from wealthy families, right? They have the money to get the training, to get the coaches they need, the medical assistants, whatever it is. She had nothing, right, to get her there. She just had a coach and somewhere in Flint, Michigan, getting her to there. And then you think all these people, wow, they make it. That's not the case where somebody like her, somebody who's a female boxer, isn't, like the most sought after endorsement deal, right? And that's what this whole movie is about. And I just thought it was really interesting to think of that. I think of all these people who make it in the Olympics. There's people with talent that just don't have the money to get there because of everything you have to do. But the 2012 Olympics I watched. This is the Michael Phelps year, right? One of them, but this one was awesome. And I remember my wife and I always watched the Olympics, and now we have kids, it's not as easy. We were on our second kid then, but watching that one, and I was watching, I couldn't remember if she won or not, thinking back to how many years ago that was. So that made it exciting for me to watch, to see what was happening, all of that. But I just thought all of that together just made for a great film to see what happens. I did take some notes, that's why I keep looking down. But, it's about her career, up to the Olympics and thereafter, what goes on there, her personal life. A big component of this movie is her relationship with her and her coach, which astonishes me that, I don't know how any of this works, but he's the one who built her up and got her to the Olympic tryouts, right? Then when she makes the Olympics, he's forced out. They don't even pay for him to go to China. I get it, he's not a U.S. sanctioned coach, but make him one. You know what I mean? If that's what's going to help her, why wasn't he brought on? Maybe he doesn't have to be the head coach or whatever you call it, the corner man, but he could be like the water boy or something like that, or I don't know, somewhere first row. And now he's pushed away and pushed on the side, which is baffling to me. I think you would want to do what, I know you don't want another coach to tell you what to do, but you would want that consistency that got him there. So I thought that was interesting. But that's part of the film, is her relationship with that coach, you know, going throughout her career all the way up until the end, you know, kind of like a father figure. And one thing I really liked about him, I mean, like every scene he's in, he's cracking a beer or he's drinking a beer. There was one at the end, near the end, I was like, there he goes again. It goes in the fridge, he opens it up, he got a soda. But when you watch it, just keep an eye out for that. That just cracked me up every time. He's like, you know what I mean? There's a big press conference, he walks over, he gets a beer. Not like an alcoholic, he's just having one beer, but it just stood out to me like the man. So a little funny anecdote there. There you go. That's what I got for you. Keeping it brief. Watch it if you like sports movies. Oh, and at the end of this, it shows, like, you know, shows her, shows what has happened since the end of this movie, which makes it even better. You really like it, and you know, it's back in 2012, leading up to that, there was no equality in Olympians, male or female. That comes out here, and again, she doesn't have the money to, you know, like, continue on that kind of stuff. The endorsements or whatever comes with the, you know, winning in the Olympics or making it to the Olympics didn't go to her. She's a woman, and so, like, there she's coming from a poor background and doesn't, you know, can't support her family and stuff like that. Whereas I think other Olympians are like, yeah, you know, I'll sell Subway and you'll make all this, you know. So that's all rolled into this. Quickly want to add the fact, I mentioned the fact that I think a lot of Olympians come from wealthy families. Because of that, they're a different type of person, a different type of personality than our character here, who's, you know, brought up in a different type of environment, and therefore, you know, a little bit more abrasive. A boxer too, you know what I mean? But, you know, the other part of this is being true to yourself or becoming somebody else in order to move forward. And that's an aspect of this movie that comes out as well. She's, like I said, she's a boxer, she's abrasive, and she's a bully. But that's not what they want in order to become like the box of Wheaties, right? They need a nice girl, and, you know, who's good at her sport, but also can wear a dress. And so that internal battle happens to clear stuff throughout this movie as well. There you go. How to add that in there, hopefully. So there you go. Very excited about this. 7, maybe an 8 for me. I'm that much into it. If you're into movies with strong female leads, I don't even know who she was. She was great. Movies with sports background, movies based on true stories, movies of people overcoming odds. This is for you. If you don't like any of that stuff, skip this one and check out my other movie reviews that you might like. Alright, that's it. Hopefully it was helpful. Hopefully I kept it brief. Hopefully you stuck around to the end. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.